Hello, hello. Welcome to Make Your Studio. I'm Cheryl and I create over on the Home of My Making page on Facebook. I'm here today to show you a really sweet stencil. So it is called Oh What Fun. So look at that stencil. Isn't it fun? It says reindeer, sleigh rides, 5 cents per ride, warm blankets, and hot cocoa. And then down at the bottom is a long string of reindeers. So I want to do a project with this today. As you hop on, tell us where you're from, and always remember that we are going to be giving away this stencil today, so don't forget to tag 3 friends and share this video. So I'm going to open it. Again, if you are new to a Maker Studio stencils, they are a tri-mesh adhesive reusable stencil. So you could use them for a lot of projects. I'm going to just put that to the side. I'm going to just take a little scissor. I want to cut this bottom off because I'm not going to use it with the top stencil. You can use it in its entirety, but I'm going to use it on another project. So here's what I got. I got this stencil and I found this really cute surface. Now I love this surface. I actually got this at a store called Pop Shelf. They don't have them all over the country, but if you could find something that has a lot of detail, it always makes the project just that much more fun. So what I went ahead and done before I got on is I took the gel stain in the English walnut and the one-step paint in the Bauhaus buff, and I went ahead and painted and got the surface dried so I can continue to the next part of the project. Now I did the center in the Bauhaus buff, which is the one-step paint, the chalk-based paint, and the sides. So I think what happens with having the stain on the surface and on the bottom, it really makes the detail of the surface pop. So don't discredit using stain and chalk paint together, because I think it looks really great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this stencil and I'm going to use the whole part up until where I cut that bottom off. Again, if you are just hopping on, I am Cheryl from over at the Home of My Making page on Facebook, and this is the stencil called Oh What Fun. Now, actually, let me just move it down just a tad so I can fit it in the, I definitely want to get his antlers in there, but I don't necessarily need to get this little piece down here that is just a little detail. No, I'm actually gonna have to get his his antler a little bit off of the surface, which is fine. So I got most of it put down and gonna make sure that it is adhered really good to the surface. Again, let's get that right. Let's get that right. That's the good thing with being it a reusable and adhesive. You can move it as many times as you would like. So I'm not going to get this little piece down here. If you notice, there's a little piece. I'm not going to get that in the stencil, but that's okay because all the words will be there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take gel art ink in the Bless His Heart, which is the red color, and Hold Your Horses, which is in the dark gray. And I'm going to take one of our spreaders. I'm going to do most of it in the Hold Your Horses. I'm just going to add just a little bit to the spreader and just spread it through the whole entire stencil. Just make sure you don't go off onto the surface. And I'm gonna do the whole top in the Hold Your Horses, which isn't it's a dark gray color, which I'm loving. Gray, white, and red are my colors, so I'm partial to these three colors when I do a project for the holidays. So I'm just going to go down to, and I'm going to do the red from the bottom of this part of the stencil down. I'm just turning it because sometimes it's just easier to get to an area if you turn your surface and have it work for you. Now I'm going to get another spreader and I'm going to do the bottom. Just making sure I got that last piece. So now I'm going to put that, I have a water bath over there. I'm going to just put it in a water bath till I get off, when I can go ahead and wash all my products, because everything we use here is reusable, including the squeegees. Let me go ahead and close that up. These are water-based products, so you definitely want to keep them closed because you don't want the air to get at them. So I'm just spreading it through the stencil. Again, just push firmly and it'll go through to the other side. If you're just hopping on, this is the Oh What Fun stencil on a surface that I stained with the gel stain in the color English Walnut, and then the paint was the Bauhaus Buff One Step paint. So I did that on this surface, and now I'm using gel art ink in Bless His Heart and Hold Your Horses. Sometimes I get so confused with the names, but I love all the names. It's such a great, fun names of these products. Again, if you're just hopping on, go ahead and share this tutorial and tag 3 friends. And a Maker Studio is giving away this stencil today. I do like to just add a little bit instead of having too much when I'm using the gel art ink, because it is in a tube. Less is more, so that if you do have any left over, you can't really get it back into the tube. So I like to definitely take out as much as I'm going to use instead of having too much out there. Now I'm going to put this into a water bath, and I'm going to lift, and you're going to see how fabulous this is. So that's going to go in a water bath too. So see. Isn't that pretty? So I did do the bottom half in the red and then the top half in the gray, and I think it looks great. And then of course I got the back stain and the top of it stained, and then the white. So see how cute that is? Simple and easy when you're using these projects. So one more thing I'm going to do with the bottom of the stencil. Have you guys seen these mugs at the Dollar Tree? So all they remind me of is soup, and it's soup season or chili season or stew season. So go get a bunch of these types of mugs, get your ceramic paint and an artist brush. And I took the little tip off the artist brush just to give it more dense. If you don't have an artist brush, use a more dense brush. And what we're going to do is I'm going to wrap this around the stencil. I'm going to wrap the stencil around the mug. And this one fits perfectly around the front of the mug. It doesn't carry the detail all the way around, but I'm okay with just having it in the front so you could see it. So I'm just going to get that burnished down so that there's no wrinkles in it. Now it is a curved mug, but the trick with a stencil on a round piece is to make sure it's flat. make sure you get all the wrinkles out of it, and make sure that it just is flush against the surface. So if you find that you have a round object that the stencil isn't getting completely flush to, you can put little cut marks in it to get it so it does that, or look for a different stencil that is going to fit better, because if you don't get your your stencil flush against your project surface, you're going to have some bleed. So if you look, that's pretty stuck on there. All the graphic is firm. And now I'm going to take some of the Tally-Ho, which is the red ceramic paint, and I'm going to put some on my brush. And I'm just going to push it through the stencil. Now, ceramic paint is a little bit thicker medium, so I would suggest when you go to wash your stencil, just be mindful to get it all out of the stencil, because unlike the other products, when I put it in that water bath, it usually just starts automatically getting the stencil released, the product released from the stencil. So this you might just have to manipulate just a little bit when you go to clean it. But again, do it as soon as you're done. Using the stencil, go clean it. I put them in a water bath just because I am on a live. But if I wasn't doing this, I would get up and go to the sink and rinse it off. So again, I'm just applying a little bit to the brush and then pushing it through the stencil. By cutting that tip off, it just made it a little bit more dense. And so I can have some more pressure on the brush. I prefer to apply the ceramic paint with a brush versus the spreaders or the squeegees. So what I'm going to do is, after I think I got it done, I'm just going to go back, and if I have any white showing through, which is my surface color, then I would know to just go over it again. Even the brushes are washable, so I'm going to put that in a water bath. Now I'm going to pull it off, and you're going to see this lovely design. And I'm going to put that in a water bath so that it doesn't start to dry into the mesh of the stencils. That's how we keep them clean, is we rinse them off before they dry. So isn't that cute? So wouldn't you like a whole set of these? Now, these were from the Dollar Tree, so I think that looks pretty fabulous. So that little piece of the bottom of the stencil where the reindeers were, that was that. And then, of course, I have the other part of the stencil here. So 2 quick and easy projects done with the Oh What Fun stencil. So don't forget to tag 3 friends and share this tutorial so you can be in the running for the giveaway of this stencil. And again, keep all your containers closed because they are water-based. That will keep their shelf life good. Also, don't forget to keep the backing of your stencil and the sleeve, so when you completely wash them by getting all the ink or the ceramic paint out of the stencils, dry them sticky side up, let them air dry, and then stick them back on the backings that they came with, that you cut off the stencil from, and put them back into the sleeve. And that's basically how you maintain the stencils. That's why they're reusable. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Cute, oh, what fun stencil that I worked with today. So I hope this inspired you to go out and either use the ceramic paint or the gel art ink on some future projects. So here are the 2 that I did today. So simple. Oop, let me get that one. Simple and easy, right? And I stuck with some neutral colors. You know, I just did the red and the gray. I think it gives it a little bit more pop than if you do multicolors, but you could use any color of the ceramic paints and any colors of the gel art ink to complete these projects and make it your own. So thank you guys for joining me, and have a great day. Don't forget to tag 3 friends and share this tutorial, and come over to the Home of My Making page and I'll show you some more projects to do with these products. So thank you guys, and have a great day. Bye.